No means no, even if it's said indirectly and super politely. It's
Now
frowned upon.
see, this fucks me up as a super autistic, omega autistic. This does fuck me up. No, man. Please be direct, man. No. Cause like if you're like, I'm not too sure about it, I will take that as you being not too sure about it and thinking about it. I will not take it as you saying no. Etiquette rules in the US to surprise tourists. I'm the tourist. I've never been to the US, but I'm European. I'm very European, so I'm curious if I'm assuming tipping will be one of them. It has to be. But aside that, I can't really think of anything. Light bulb.
So our parents teach us to be polite, but what you learned as a kid doesn't always apply when you're in another part of the world. So if you're heading to the US anytime soon, I've got some...
I don't think I can. I wanted to go for conventions, but I don't think I am any longer allowed on the basis that Romania is no longer on the visa accepted list. So, I don't think I can, but maybe in the future, if things change, I can come visit. And then this is gonna be useful.
Tips for you on what we Americans consider the rules of etiquette and some stuff that's totally okay in the US that other countries might consider rude. Let's start off with my favorite, food etiquette.
Okay.
Number 1. Feel free to ask for some condiments. If you're eating out and your food is tasting a little bland, it's completely fine to ask for salt, pepper, or sauce.
Okay, but do you guys not have the thing on the table? You know? The thing on the table with that, like, it has salt, pepper, oil, vinegar. Not the fancy places. Yes, it's always there, right? The thing with the oil, vinegar, salt, and pepper. I never even considered that you could ask for sauces, though. Not fancy places where you dress up. I've never been in a fancy place, so honestly, I don't know. But damn, never considered that you can ask for sauce.
To add a little zing to your meal. I know some places in Europe see it as an insult to the chef if you start adding a little spice of your own.
Yeah, I'd feel bad. I feel bad to ask, but they have it on the table most times.
But don't worry about that in the US. Nobody's going to be offended or give you weird looks if you ask the waiter for a bottle of ketchup. Even if you're
A bottle of ketchup? Okay, now that's weird. Just ask for a bottle of ketchup? What? At a restaurant? What? What? Damn.
House visiting, they won't see it as a jab to their culinary skills either. Some just like it spicier than others.
I mean, that's fair.
Number 2, always tip.
Oh yeah, this is the one I called.
Maybe not always, but it's a rare occurrence if you don't tip your waiter, hairdresser, cab driver, and so on.
Yeah, this one is very different. In Europe, tipping is the rare one, and it's like when you get like exquisite service, or if you're feeling generous. Otherwise, no. I don't think I've ever tipped a cab driver. Like, what does that even mean, to tip a cab driver? I'm paying you. That's your tip. The payment I'm giving you.
Only if the service was really awful. But even then, a lot of Americans feel guilty about not leaving any tip. The rule is 15 to 20% of the bill. So
15
get ready
to 20%?
to do some mental math each time you eat out.
Bro, 5 to 10. I feel like here, even if you do tip, it's 5 to 10%.
I've heard that tipping isn't a thing in some countries, especially in East Asia, where restaurant staff always provide good service no matter what. But in the US, it's simply
In the EU, they don't provide good service no matter what, but you still don't tip them. Okay? Look, you tip them if it's someone that actually does a lot.
Sign of gratitude that your waiter did a good job, even though they're probably tired, their feet hurt, and they've got a bunch of other tables to tend to. Number 3, clean up after
Also,
yourself.
yeah, and you just give whatever amount you feel like. Like, my grandma always like just leaves whatever she has on the side when she tips. You know, like maybe like a 5 or like a 10 depending on, but like no one really does the math.
At fast food restaurants. Of course, if you're going to the States, I imagine a lot of your eating out will be done in fast food joints. You'll see a lot more of those.
I mean, this one is like in Europe. It's nicer to do it. Like, you don't have to, but it's obviously nicer if you take your tray. Like, there's places where you can put your tray, you can clean it out, but you can also just leave it and then the staff will take care of it. But you should. The implication, you should if you're a good person.
Than your traditional sit and be served by a waiter types of places. But anyways, if you're finished eating and your tray is now full of wrappers, used napkins, and empty boxes, take it to the trash can and dispose of the garbage yourself. Most fast food places don't have a separate cleaning staff for that. It's pretty much always the cashier that needs to find time between ringing people up to go clean up the dining area. So we try to help them out a bit and clean up after ourselves. Number 4. Open.
Americans are really surprised when the EU staff aren't licking their boots or aren't asking them 400 times if they're all good. I mean, it's true. EU staff they just come in, they take your order. I mean, first of all, sometimes you have to wait a lot to even be noticed. They come, they take your order, and then they bring your order to you, and that's it. Like, they never come back. Like, sometimes, if you want to pay, you have to hunt for them. You know, like, you have to, like, excuse me. If you want to pay, it's like, they never come back. Like, they will take your order, they will bring your food, and they will never come back. They will never come back, okay? And then if you want to pay, and when it's time to pay, you have to hunt them down to pay. You're the one that has to ask for the thingy. You know, you're like, hello? If I need to hunt them down, they're not getting a tip. Well, they're not expecting a tip. That's the thing. That's the difference. In Europe, this is just how it works. That's just how it works, man. It's just how it goes, you know? It's like, I swear, every single time, the only time I go out is when I go back to Romania and I go with family. And every single time, when it's time to pay, it's like, it like takes at least like 10 minutes to get the attention of a waiter or something. Because you're all working and taking orders at the same time. So you just gotta catch them if they pass by and be like, hello, excuse me, and do like a snap, be like, hello, or a little wave. Yeah.
Gifts immediately in front of the giver. Now, I was pretty surprised when I found out that opening a gift as soon as you get it is considered bad manners in certain parts of the world. I guess some...
Wait, what? You're supposed to open a gift as soon as you get it? What? Okay, that's a good one to know. Cause like I've been no, normally if I'm giving something, I'm like, oh, thank you, and then I don't open it at home. You know.
Cultures see it as kind of greedy when you start tearing into a present right away. In the US, it's pretty much the opposite. Open it as soon as you get it, right in front of the giver. That way, they can see your reaction.
That's weird. Why don't you see me open it? They want to see your reaction? Don't look at me. That's the thing, because I feel like I'm not a good reactor. So I think I'm like, oh, thank you. But then I'll just like put it in my bag.
And you can thank them right there on the...
Yeah, I only immediately open at Christmas. Yeah, of course. Christmas, that's the point. You sit on the tree and open the things. But...
spot. There are also no rules about using both hands or a certain hand when giving or receiving a gift. Just grab it.
Does anyone have rules about which hand you give a gift with? Okay, that's news to me.
Open it already. Number 5. Be ready for small talk.
Oh God, I've actually heard about this one. I've heard about this. Look, it's funny because in here, as a European, the concept, like, I always hear about small talk in movies because most stuff is American, right? But it doesn't really happen. Like, no one really talks to you. Like, random people don't really just engage in conversation with you unless, like, you have something to do with them or if it's like a edge case. And also, I will say, even in UK, it's a lot more common than it is in Romania. In Romania, the chances that anyone will talk to you are like 0%. In the UK, maybe it will happen if it's a chatty old lady.
How about that game last night? Whew. When's this weather gonna let up already? Yes, Americans love small talk, so don't be surprised if a stranger just starts chatting with you while you're waiting in line or sharing an elevator.
I would be shell-shocked. Oh, I'll be shell-shocked.
It could be sports, the weather, traffic, anything just to have a short, light conversation.
I've heard that Americans are just very social and they always like talk to people.
Really say why we like talking to people we don't even know. But, I mean, if you're sharing a space with someone, are you just going to totally ignore their presence?
Yes!
That'd be awkward.
I'm Romanian. Yes, I am. I'm just going to wear my headphones and completely ignore them.
Oh yeah, and you'll get asked how you're doing a lot, even by strangers. It's usually waiters and cashiers that'll greet you with a, "Hi, how are you today?" Just answer with "fine," and you?
Okay, I'm used to this because, dude, this was a shock for me, but the British do this. Like, the British don't even use it as a actual greeting. They use, like, the British use it as a they don't use it as a question is what I'm trying to say. The British use it as a greeting. So the British will say, "You alright?" as like a hello. And they're supposed to say, "Yeah, mate," and you as hello back. But they're not actually asking. It's just a greeting. And it took me so long to understand. Because, like, people keep coming up and be like, "You alright?" And I'm like, "Yes, I'm fine." And turns out that was me failing those social interactions because I'm not supposed to say that I'm fine. I'm just supposed to say, "Yeah, you," and then move on. After they say they're fine too. You know? But this confused me for so long. This actually confused me for so long. In Romania, there's no such thing, okay? If you want to know how someone's doing, you ask them how they're doing.
Even if you're not exactly having a fantastic day. Number 6. Expect a lot of smiles. First of all, let me bust the myth that Americans constantly walk around smiling ear to ear. Nobody does that, because that'd be weird.
It would.
But again, if you're sharing a space and making small talk with a stranger, or maybe someone opens or holds the door for you, they'll smile at you. And it's...
I mean, again, I feel like this is something I feel like Britain and America are more similar to each other than they think. Because this is another culture shock that I had when I went from Romania to the UK, but I've already been in the UK for like 6 years. And in the UK, it is also pretty common that, like, when you pass by people, you'll smile to them. So, like, I've gained this. I didn't have this before as a Romanian, but I've gained this that when I just pass by someone and make eye contact, I'll smile at them. Just, like, because everyone does it here. But in Romania, it doesn't happen. And I think I've creeped out. When I go back to Romania, I think I've given mixed signals to a couple of people because I'll smile at them when I pass them. And they're not used to that because that doesn't happen in Romania. So, yeah. I think I've also had people who give me dirty looks when I do that because they think I want something from them in Romania. And I'm like, oh shit. Oh, they're not used to this. They're not used to this. But yeah, it is fake. It is very fake smile. Okay, it is a very fake smile when I do it. Because it's just, I do it because I'm used to it. Because working retail in the UK made me learn it.
Polite if you do the same. Cashiers and waiters also greet you with a big friendly smile. I read somewhere that this goes back to our early history as a country built by people who all spoke different languages. They didn't understand each other all that well, so they just smiled.
Man, that's weird to bring that up about America being built on people that spoke different languages. You know, and then they smile at each other. Why don't they do that now, man?
We just like to be open and kind. Number 7. Respect the
Look,
bubble.
man, I just want to go to TwitchCon. I'm just bitter because I can't go to TwitchCon. I'm just bitter. And apparently TwitchCon in the Europe is bad. And honestly, it's not even TwitchCon. I like to go to Offkai, but you know.
Now, here's a pretty funny thing about Americans. We're friendly, we love to chat, but we also really like our personal bubble. The unspoken rule is to stand about an arm's length away when you're talking with someone. We're also not too big on touching during conversation, because this can be misconstrued as a way of flirting.
That's normal person stuff. I wish some British people knew that, because sometimes at work, some old people would go really close to me while asking me something. And I'd be like, oh my god. Like, I would genuinely take steps back.
Of course, the rule doesn't apply with close friends and family, but still, even then, most Americans aren't too touchy-feely. Number 8. And definitely no kissing. I know in countries like Spain and France, people often greet each other with a peck or two.
Dude, in Romania it's the same, bro. It is, bro. When the aunties see me, they kiss me on my cheeks, bro. I never considered this was not normal, you know, until I found out about Americans. I never considered this was not normal. But yeah, Colombia cheek to cheek once. No, they actually kiss in here. They kiss.
On the cheek. There might be some Americans who greet the European way, but overall, we don't kiss each other as a way to say hi. Again, my personal bubble is my sanctuary, so don't come in it with puckered lips ablazing. It's best to just say hi, smile, and keep it at that. Number 9. Being loud is usually okay.
Oh, this one is something else, okay? Now this one's something else, cause like, dude, the last thing you want is to be the loudest person on the street, bro. You know, I'd rather die than just like even put my phone and have like something slightly loud on it. Like when I speak on the phone in public, I'd be like, oh, hello grandma, how are you today? Oh yeah, I'm at the gym. Yeah, working out. You know.
The stereotype of the loud American tourist might ring true most of the time, since we tend to project our voices, even out in public. It's not that we're yelling all the time, but I'd say we certainly speak louder than people in Europe or Asia. I've gotten some friendly reminder to take it down a few decibels when visiting my friends abroad. But hey, if you're ever in the States, feel free to laugh out loud or get particularly animated while telling a joke. But of course, there's a time and place for that. You still have to hush down in places like libraries. Shh. Number 10. Indirectness is politeness.
Huh?
So here's the thing about Americans. A direct, no, I don't want or like that is seen as pretty rude. But if an American gives you a polite, no thanks, I'd rather not, or I don't think that's the best idea, that doesn't mean that they're on the fence about it. No means no, even if it's said indirectly and super politely. It's
now
frownable.
see, this fucks me up as a super autistic, omega autistic. This does fuck me up. No, man. Please be direct, man. No. Cause like if you're like, I'm not too sure about it, I will take that as you being not too sure about it and thinking about it. I will not take it as you saying no.
On to try and convince someone to do something or change their mind because it's seen as pushy and disrespectful to their wishes. Number 11. Sit in the back seat of a cab.
Oh yeah, I do this perfect because of autism. I just don't want to sit next to the guy. But in here, it's very normal to sit in the first seat if you want to. A lot of like adults like go in the first seat. Like my dad will always go in the first seat of the cab. I just don't want to be next to the guy.
Now this is something interesting I found out about Australia and New Zealand. There, it's considered rude to take the back seat of a cab because it's almost like you're showing that you expect to be chauffeured by someone who's
Oh god, I sure hope it's not the same in the UK because I don't want to sit next to anyone.
lower than you. Well, don't worry about that in the US. In fact, you should ride in the back seat because the driver might give you a weird look otherwise. It's not an elitist thing, and you can still make friendly small talk from the back. Just respect the driver's personal bubble, that's all. Number 12. Feel free to keep your shoes on inside.
No. Excuse me, no. No. Goodbye. I'm out. And for this, sharks, I'm out. Okay, sharks, I'm out. No, man, if I'm visiting someone, first thing I'm doing is taking my shoes off. Dude, there is no universe. There is no universe. And if they're a good host, they'll give me house shoes. If they're a good host, they will give me house shoes. If not, I'll be in my socks, bro. It's fine, bro. It's okay, dude. It's okay.
I had a friend from Russia recently ask me, why is it that in all American movies, people are walking around their house with their shoes on? And I just told him straight up, because that's what we do. Now, there are plenty of families here that don't have a no shoes indoors policy, although I'd say the majority don't. So here's a good rule of etiquette to live by if you ever visit an American's home. When you walk in, ask if you should take your shoes off at the door. If they say,
So wait, is this a guest thing, or do these people just walk in their houses with their outside shoes? Like, all the time? That's, that's, first of all, isn't it like uncomfortable? Second of all, yeah, we walk inside with outside shoes! Everyone does it! But the dirt from outside, but like the dust and dirt from outside, and then you have your shoes with their laces indoors. Like, if you're like at your chair at your computer, you have your shoes with your laces and everything. Oh, do you take them off like only when you go to bed? Yes. What? This one's giving me the most shock yet. Oh God.
nah, you're okay. Don't feel bad about walking around their house in your shoes.
Dude, my grandma kills me, bro. Like, sometimes I'll put my outside shoes on and then I want to go to the toilet and she will absolutely hit me because I was ready to go outside and then I went with my outside shoes in the bathroom, bro. And you're telling me? Oh, God.
I know it seems bizarre to most people around the world, but it's A-okay here. 13. It's okay to keep it casual. Overall, I'd say the biggest thing about Americans is that most of us are pretty casual and laid back. If you're ever out and about in the US, you'll see a lot of people running errands in sweatpants, gym shorts, baseball caps, and even their PJs.
Oh, this is me when I go to Lidl in my pajama pants. But that's just because I don't care. It's not that people do it.
But it's not just about clothes either. We often keep it on a first-name basis, even with people that are generally referred to more formally in other countries. For example, most of the time your boss is just Jim or Janet, not Mr. or Mrs.
Well, okay. I guess with my managers at work, I call them by their regular name, but they were managers or at a retail store, so I think they were not that high up.
Jones. You might start off more formally, but I guarantee you that that person will say right off the bat, "Hey, call me Jim." Now, what would be weird is if their name isn't Jim. Maybe it's Howard or Benny. Then what you say is, "Hey, call me a cab." So, are any of these Americanisms different or the same in your country? And to all my fellow Americans, can you add anything to the list?
The shoe on brain broke me.
Comments.
Okay.
If you learned something new today, then give this video a like and share it with a friend.
The
But
one
hey,
about the shoes broke my mind. Okay, that was the one. Depends. Some people are very anal about how they are dressed. Okay, bro, you didn't have to use anal for that one. I know it's technically correct, but you just simply didn't have to. You simply didn't have to use it in that context. You could have used anything else. So you could say strict, man. You know, look. Am I supposed to keep a straight face as you say that people are anal, bro? Dude. Stretch.